Last week, I reintroduced Jaeger to the saddle after about a month and a half of him not wearing it. Now that I've reintroduced it, I'm going to have him wear it every day that we work. He's going to do all of his regular groundwork in the saddle. We've done a lot of lunging, a lot of direction changes with lunging, desensitizing, yielding the hindquarters, yielding the forequarters, backing up, neck flexing, and also working with new handlers. And today, Jaeger is working with my friend Tess, which is really helpful because everyone has a slightly different way of doing things, and the more exposure I can give Jaeger, the better. Today, we're going to be working on adding some obstacles, in particular a tarp, which I brought out after Tess finished lunging Jaeger. He was hesitant to approach it, so we started by just walking by and spending some time around it. Of course, it was a very windy day as I was starting this.
Good boy.
While he was nervous about it, he certainly didn't lose his brains about it. Across the board, he's not a very spooky horse, but he can be nervous in new situations.
Look at him being so good, even as it wiggles around. He's like, I didn't know it would fly.
So then I decided to use my brain and put some sand on this tarp so that it wouldn't fly away. Once I did that, I let him sniff the tarp, and then we walked away and just did a bunch of different approaches. He was pretty nervous about the tarp, and for him, these were pretty big reactions. So there I had asked him to step forward, which he did, and I gave him a big release, but he also got really nervous there, and I also let him move away from it. I wanted him to feel like he wasn't trapped in this space and that he did have the freedom to move away from what scared him.
Oh, you're so close.
Despite being nervous, Jaeger is clearly trying. One thing I finally noticed was the direction of the light and the way it was reflecting off the tarp. The light was reflecting off the tarp towards Jaeger, and it was very bright and hard to see, so I finally switched the direction that we were approaching the tarp from. I thought it would make a difference because it might be less scary for Jaeger to approach from this side, and sure enough, it did make that difference. He finally felt comfortable putting a hoof on the tarp, and then I made sure to back him up afterwards. I think it's important to show the horse that you may ask them to step on something, but you will also ask them to step off something. Ideally, I try to ask them to get off something before they have a reaction, so that they build on good experiences. Actually, my process for this is very similar to my process for practicing loading. There are certainly a lot of similarities in the introduction process. We did numerous approaches where I asked him to place his feet on the tarp and then backed him off. Eventually, he started going off to the side of the tarp. I was actually really happy about that. I'd rather have him casually walk on the edge or the side of it than have a reaction and be scared of it. So that was a form of progress. Here you can see me asking for one step at a time. I reward each step with a release, and by doing this, I was gradually able to get all 4 feet on the tarp.
Look at that.
He had his first experience on the tarp, and nothing bad happened. The next approach was even better. While slow, he kept a forward momentum the whole time. His confidence was slowly building. We did this a number of times to continue building on the forward momentum. And then I decided to take it up a notch.
It was so good. Good boy.
I wanted to try sending him over on his own without me, and I did this by lunging.
So smart.
Jaeger handled it like a champ and came really far in this one short session. Thanks for watching.